Hi guys, good morning everyone. So I can see just two students being live, rest everyone else is unavailable today. Team has messaged to all, but some have replied that we are out of town, some have replied that we are in no network zone, and some have not replied. So some are saying that we will just watch the video later on. So maximum, almost everyone is just unavailable today, only those who are live. But since the schedule was out last week only, so I wanted to take a session. So let me just communicate what all I wanted to communicate. Basically, the motive of this session was to discuss your progress so far. So as you know that we have basically covered chapter 1 to 16. Uh, So guys, can everyone see the index? Just quickly comment in the chat section. Is the index visible to all? So we have covered chapter 1 to 16 in our live session. So as you can see, just let me tell you basically ki how you need to proceed for the upcoming chapters plus for these chapters as well. So हमने ये चीज ऑलरेडी डिस्कस करी है बेसिकली चैप्टर 1 to 5 में हमने डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स की अंडरस्टैंडिंग करी तो अगर आप चैप्टर 1 to 5 देखोगे तो दोज आर नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट चैप्टर्स फ्रॉम एग्जाम परस्पेक्टिव वेरी लेस क्वेश्चंस आर देयर if we solely see chapter 1 to 5 questions. But yes, those are base building questions because your product designing, assumptions, pricing, everything is basically based on a different products understanding only. So first thing is that we need to wrap up chapter 1 to 5 content. Even if you are skipping chapter 1 to 5 past papers, I'm just telling you what you should have done. So even if you are just skipping 1 to 5 past papers, that's not an issue. Basically, you should be very strong with the content of chapter 1 to 5. Now coming to chapter 6, 7, product designing, these are important chapters. We can get a separate question that too for 10 to 15 marks as well. So product designing, chapter 6, 7, distribution channels, general business environment. Basically 6 to 9, they are relevant in terms of both content as well as past papers lectures. So if you have just completed the content and have yet not looked at the past papers lectures, do make sure that you are completing your past papers lectures corresponding to these chapters. Now we have state healthcare provision. That's a separate chapter, important chapter definitely from exam perspective. Now modeling, data and assumptions हमने क्लब करके डिस्कस किया है, ठीक है. अगेन एजम्पशंस का क्या रहता है सोली एक सिंगल क्वेश्चन एजम्पशंस पे नहीं आता मतलब एजम्पशंस कैन बी क्लब्ड विद प्राइसिंग आल्सो assumptions can be clubbed with risk as well, assumptions can be clubbed with investment as well. But yes, sometimes assumptions they can ask you multiple assumptions that too in a single question, so we should be prepared for every style of question. तो assumptions हमने separate करके भी discuss किया, general assumptions also, demographic, financial, other assumptions. So we have discussed multiple assumptions. ठीक है, तो you should be thorough with the content, but as such there is no learning content involved in the assumption section. You just need to remember certain keywords, certain key points, and you can keep repeating those key points when you are doing the past papers. Main thing is you should be good in the past papers. Modeling में कुछ कुछ चीजें हैं मेमोराइज करने वाली, बट सम स्टूडेंट्स वर आस्किंग दिस डाउट आल्सो कि shall we memorize it now only. What I recommend is maybe now you can just have a quick look at the chapters and the corresponding past papers just 1 week before the exam. You can memorize so that it stays in your mind. एंड बाकी मेमोराइजिंग, जैसे प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग है तो आप कैसे मेमोराइज कर सकते हो, यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर द फैक्टर्स इन्वॉल्व इन प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनिंग। हेल्थ केयर प्रोविजन है तो जो जो इंपॉर्टेंट की पॉइंट्स है उनके फैक्टर्स आप ध्यान में रख सकते हो। डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल्स, अच्छा कौन से हमारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल्स है, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट प्रोज एंड कॉन्स ऑफ चूजिंग दिस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल, तो यू कैन मेमोराइज इट लाइक दिस। तो वट एवर नोट्स आर देयर, दोज आर बेसिकली keywords, so you can use those notes. If you want to make your own notes, you can make your notes, but मैं generally आपको नहीं recommend करूंगी because time is very less. So instead of wasting your time in making notes, you can refer the notes already there and instead focus on the keywords and focus more on your lectures. तो अगर हम lectures का count discuss करें, so basically, we can see that we have 30 lectures for SP1 content only. So 30 lectures are there for the content portion, and as of now, 18 lectures are there for the past papers portion, and orientation lecture is separate. So some students have yet not watched the latest orientation lecture as well. So that's a separate lecture, SP1 orientation session 2025, जो आपके portal में uploaded है. So all those who have joined late or all those who are watching this video later on, just make sure that you are referring to the latest orientation lecture. Although I have told the team to share the orientation lecture with everyone as and when they join, but still just for your reference, that lecture is also there in the portal. So do make sure that you are going through that lecture in case you have not watched the latest orientation. And in short, you have around 50 lectures as of now to complete in total, and remaining live sessions that will keep on happening. So don't skip any of the live session. Last week also there was a session scheduled that maximum students skipped. So now I can understand that you guys have your commitments, family commitments, office commitments. So it takes time, but you will not even believe that classes are happening since 7 in the a.m. in the morning today itself. And even in the morning, like there was CP1 and other subject schedule, and they were live since morning only. So I mean, we are discussing a lot of questions in the classes. So if you come live, then only discussion can take place. If maximum students start skipping the live sessions, obviously that fruitful discussion is not possible because we will not receive the responses of all the students. So it's my request to every one of you to make it live as much as possible from your side and complete all your content and past papers lectures related till chapter 16. Now my main motive is to move forward with pricing discussion. So basically you can see chapter 17, 18, 19, 20. These are 4 chapters based on pricing. So we will be completing everything about the pricing in next 1 or 2 sessions. We will complete pricing. Then let me share the screen again. So we will complete everything related to pricing, basically chapter 17, 18, 19, 20 in next 1 or 2 sessions. Then you have reserves and capital requirements. So 21, 22 in next one session. Then all about different risk in next 2 sessions. Reinsurance and risk management in next 2 sessions, and investment and monitoring in next 2 sessions. So like this, there are 10 to 12 sessions planned going ahead. And apart from these sessions, you have your assignments and tests also approaching. So you must be aware of your schedule of your assignments as well as tests. So do make sure that you're going through them. And अब जैसे आपको पता है कि basically हमने unit 2 तक सब कुछ wrap up कर लिया, but unit 2 की टेस्ट की डेट इज 1 March. तो यू डोंट हैव टू वेट फॉर 1 March. बेसिकली 1 March तक आपका उसका सब कुछ कंप्लीट होना चाहिए. यूनिट 2 की असाइनमेंट की डेडलाइन इज 27 February, एंड यूनिट 1 की असाइनमेंट की डेडलाइन इज 12 February. तो दैट मीन्स बाय दिस डेट solutions will be uploaded, but if you have completed the assignment, you can submit that before as well. So by 12th February, you should be done with everything of unit 1. By 27th February, everything of unit 2. And in 14th February, we have UT1. 1st March, we have UT2. And then assignment 3 and assignment 4, 13th March and 27th March assignments deadline, and UT3 on 15th March, UT4 on 29th March. So like this, we have planned in this manner that we will be able to wrap up all our discussion sessions by end of March or by last week of March, so that you guys have time to move your mocks, to prepare for your mocks, to do all the past papers one all together. What we will be doing is afterwards, once we have completed this unit unit wise discussion. I will take the entire paper together, and we will discuss it all together, maybe via Zoom as well. So let's see how it goes. And we are planning to proctor the tests as well. So these unit tests which are scheduled will be as per the same format as IFO and II exam format is there, that it will be closed book and proctored. So आपके पास dates है, timings team will float 1 week before. So do make sure that you're not skipping unit tests at all, because जो live experience आपका उस time पर होएगा ना, that will be the same experience as you will experience in your real exam. And this time we are proctoring as well. Earlier earlier to IFOE ke exams were open book, so there was no proctoring, but this time since exams are proctored, so we will be having in our test as well proctoring. And recent video is also there जिसमें मैंने April 2025 का platform explain किया है, तो एक बार आप उस वीडियो को भी go through कर लेना, so that equipment checks and download checks you are completing well before. अभी प्रॉक्टरिंग वाला जो उनका प्रैक्टिस सेशन हुआ है, मतलब मॉक हुआ, उसमें basically they were not successful because for some students download checks were not working, for some proctoring was not working, some for equipment checks were not working. So they have mailed to those students that we are still working on that. So just do make sure that you are able to do, और जो भी issues आ रहे हैं आप mail कर सकते हो IFOE को for the same. ठीक है. नाउ यू नो कि वी आर गोइंग एट अ गुड पेस. ठीक है, तो अभी तक आपका मेन टारगेट क्या है कि बेसिकली फर्स्ट 16 चैप्टर्स को रैप अप करो, और अगर आपके फर्स्ट 16 चैप्टर्स यू आर एज पर द टारगेट्स दैट यू हैव कंप्लीटेड ऑल योर कंटेंट, यू हैव कंप्लीटेड योर पास्ट पेपर्स लेक्चर्स, एंड नाउ व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड विद द असाइनमेंट्स रिलेटेड टू दीज 2 चैप्टर्स सो दैट यू आर नॉट वेस्टिंग योर टाइम. ठीक है, एंड उसके बाद यू कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड विद द प्राइसिंग डिस्कशन. And SP1, I am telling you, is not difficult to crack. The main thing that is required, see, basically is there are some students who have given SP2 and are now moving to SP1. There are some who are coming from CP1 and have picked SP1 as a first SP. There are some who have cleared all and are just pending with SP1. So we have multiple style of students. Some are attending live, some are just watching the videos later on. So SP1 is not at all difficult to crack. What I like about this particular subject is that once you have understood the products now, so the difficulty level is only about understanding of different products. If you're working in life, so that difficulty is automatically removed, because obviously the profile and knowledge of those products is very good in you. It is as a result of your experience. So if you have experience or if you have a good understanding of health products, what is actually required is the specifics that examiner wants from you. You need to understand those specifics via different questions and just implement them. And जैसे CP1 में होता है कि every question has basically the marks corresponding to those questions should have double points. आपके पास ये benefit है that if you're writing good points, so you don't need to double up your points. If it's a 5 marks question, even if you give 5 valid points, there is a possibility that you can get 5 marks. And the main reason for discrepancy between different examiners is because sometimes we don't understand the question correctly. We are just in hurry of submitting our answers that we just keep on writing some general points. So that you need to avoid. तो उसका थोड़ा better experience जब आप लोग test submit करोगे ना, तो I will be providing you feedback on each and every question that you submit. तो वो test के feedback के time पर जो, so what you will, how we will be doing is that test will be proctored. तो test हम लोग ले रहे हैं, ठीक है. उसके बाद each and every test I will be reviewing and individual feedback सबके पास आएगा, ठीक है. And हम लोग फिर Zoom session भी रखेंगे group feedback discuss करने के लिए, basically common errors and common mistakes, some things that we need to avoid for these type of questions. हम after every test we will keep that. So and after every assignment also we will keep that. So अभी जो हमारे sessions lined up है 10 to 12 technical sessions for wrapping up the content and 8 to 9 sessions via Zoom as well. So it's like कि lot of things are planned going forward. हम लोग जनवरी तक का आपको time देते हैं so that for those who are planning for April and May they can get comfortable with the content. इसलिए जनवरी तक हमारा motive क्या होता है कि हम लोग थोड़ा सा course को wrap up करें, 15-16 chapters करवा दे ताकि student student has built up the base and they are started focusing on their lectures. Now once this has been completed, that means ek tarike se half syllabus is over. So now the focus would be on discussion of different exam techniques, discussion of strategies, discussion of how you should proceed. So after every assignment also, we will have a quick session. After every unit test also, we will have a quick session. So those sessions will help you to understand where mistakes are there, and what needs to be avoided, what needs to be taken into consideration. So don't miss these sessions at all. Okay, so this was something that I wanted to highlight so that every one of you can understand basically that how we need to go ahead. And team has done video tracking for all SP1 students, and some are very good with respect to the targets. They are even moving with 2021 chapters as well, but some are really lagging behind. So I don't want to point out anyone, but guys, do make sure that you are wrapping up your content. There is no point going through the co-reading. Matlab everyone, generally every student asks this question कि do I need to go through the co-reading? I can tell you that there is no point of going through co-reading. आप सिर्फ कंटेंट और पास पेपर्स पे फोकस करो. टेस्ट और असाइनमेंट्स की डिस्कशन जो हम लोग लेंगे, जो आप असाइनमेंट्स और टेस्ट सबमिट करोगे, मॉक सबमिट करोगे, इन सब चीजों पे फोकस करो. रेस्ट लीव एवरीथिंग ऑन अस. देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ गोइंग थ्रू को-रीडिंग, बिकॉज जो भी कुछ को-रीडिंग में है, आई हैव ट्राइड माई बेस्ट टू कवर इन कंटेंट लेक्चर्स. Some things that keep on updating, I am covering in past papers lectures. जो भी recent trends चल रहे हैं, that I am covering in the recent live sessions that are taking place. इसके अलावा मुझे कुछ भी लगेगा after submission of an assignment कि this is a common area that needs to be discussed, so I will keep on discussing basically after every assignment discussion that will take place. But do make sure that we are not telling you to attend. You are yourself attending the sessions and are not skipping it. Okay. So now anything that you want to discuss with me related to your course, related to planning, related to how you need to proceed with the course, any general points. And there are some students who are asking doubts, but there are some who are not even put even a single doubt on the portal. So doubts portal is there 24/7. आपको कुछ भी doubt आ रहा है, feel free to put it on the portal so that I can address your doubt. Otherwise, if there are no doubts, that's okay. But yes, if there are some doubts, don't hesitate to put it on the portal. Put it on the portal. If it is something that can be resolved by a reply on portal only, I will reply to you. If I feel there's a need for session, we will keep a doubt session. But you need to post your doubts for me to keep a session. So anything that you want to discuss with me? Because अभी हम लोग technical discussion नहीं कर रहे हैं. वो हम लोग क्लास में करते हैं टेक्निकल डिस्कशन. बेसिकली दिस जूम सेशन इज फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर प्रोग्रेस, इज फॉर टेलिंग हाउ वी शुड प्रोसीड गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. सो सिंस एवरीवन इज ऑन ऑफ टुडे, अब जो भी आप लोगों के बैकलॉग्स है, ट्राई टू कवर देम अप, ट्राई टू मैनेज योर कमिटमेंट्स, सी योर शेड्यूल एंड सी हाउ वी हैव प्लान्ड द थिंग्स. अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन मैनेज एवरीथिंग. So anything that you want to discuss with me? You can unmute your mic and speak as well.
Hi, Silky, Amit here.
Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to check, I think the software is not two screens friendly. So whenever I connect my laptop to a bigger screen, larger screen, and I want to, use that, it doesn't allow me. So is there a way?
Yeah. So there's a default setting there, okay, because everyone does not use the same thing. But if you have this issue, so you can request the team for the same. They will allow you for this.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm used to of using a bigger screen. Yeah.
Okay, so you can just put it on institute's WhatsApp number. तो आज तो अभी team available नहीं है. As soon as they come tomorrow, they will resolve this issue.
Okay. Okay. And you're saying that now currently in the new session, in the upcoming session, I think it's more of we'll have to learn also, like
Yes.
unlike previous sessions, right? Now because we'll have to learn and it's a closed book, there's a chance that the book material will also come in the exam.
Yes.
Right. So when you say that we don't have to look at the book, are we going to miss out something? Or What do you say?
Looking out, you don't have to look at the book. That means when the exam will be there, so you are not supposed to use any material. Whatever is there, whatever you have learned at that time, basically that you need to use to make the points. Even when you are doing the tests and when you are preparing for your assignments, to prepare it like this, ki you don't have to go through the book again and again. So, abhi when you are watching the content, so it's like obviously it's not easy to just remember at that time only when we are watching the content. We are just understanding the things. When we are doing the past papers, we are just implementing our knowledge or the content that we have understood via content lectures and just applying our application skills in different past papers questions. But after that, there are some chapters for which you need to revisit the content or you need to revisit the key points or notes in order to memorize the things. And when you come to assignments, basically at that time when you are coming to assignments, now don't use book at all. If book using does not mean you cannot make the points from the book. Whatever you have learned, you can use those points, but it's like कि book use उस time पर allowed नहीं है. बाकी आप book के जितने मर्जी points बनाओ जो आपने याद करी है चीजें, that's completely acceptable. आज तक क्या होता था IFOA में, that since it was an open book, so even if something is coming from the co-reading, for which there is a direct answer available in the co-reading, but we used to advise students not to copy that from the co-reading, otherwise that will be categorized under plagiarism. But now that's not an issue. So if, for example, if a question comes, what are the different factors that need to be taken while product designing, and if you write it in the same manner as it is written in one of the question of the co-reading, you will get complete marks for same, provided you have written it correctly. So now there is no hindrance in using the book language. The only thing that you have to understand is that you are not supposed to open the book at that time. Otherwise, invigilator will examine this that you are using the book. आप जितना याद कर सकते हो, you can use that material.
Okay.
So any other questions that anyone else wants to discuss? Good question. So that your clarity with respect to the use of book language. So there is no restriction on using book language, because some students are in this habit कि they don't want to memorize the thing. So अभी तक ऐसा ही चल रहा था. That's why many students were able to clear exams also, because learning का portion नहीं था. But अब आपके लिए चेंज आया और पहली बारी चेंज आया, तो इवन वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर ऑफ बुक वर्क. सो इफ बुक वर्क इज देयर, आई विल से कि एक तरीके से आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स गेन करने का ऑप्शन है, बिकॉज इफ यू आर एबल टू मेमोराइज द थिंग्स, ट्राई मेमोराइजिंग इट नाउ ओनली. और जितनी आप असाइनमेंट्स लिखकर प्रैक्टिस करोगे या टाइप मैनर में प्रैक्टिस करोगे, जब आप टेस्ट सबमिट करोगे, तो ऑटोमेटिकली जब टेस्ट प्रॉक्टर हो रहे हैं, असाइनमेंट्स भी आप बिना देखे कर रहे हो सबमिट, तो चीजें आप याद करना स्टार्ट हो जाओगे. और जितनी चीजें आप याद रखोगे, उतना एग्जाम के टाइम पे आपके लिए बेटर होगा. So anything else that anyone wants to discuss? Otherwise, we are good for the day, and I will just recommend everyone to complete their backlogs till chapter 16. Going forward, next week we will have chapter 17 to 20 discussion. That will require 2 sessions. So let's see whether we are keeping 2 sessions on next week only or one next week, and after that next to next week. So 20 complete करने के बाद, as we approach to our assignments and UT's deadline, you will start getting notifications for assignments and unit test submission as well. So don't skip any of the notification. Submit your assignments as per the notifications and dates that you get. First thing, submit your UT also, prepare for your UT well, submit your UT, and post that every assignment once the deadline is there. Like I think for assignment 1, 12th February is deadline. So after every assignment deadline, we will keep one Zoom session to discuss all the questions of assignments, basically, that this was answered by you guys and this should have been there. So we will discuss that also, but assignments में feedback नहीं provide करते assignments पे, because that's basically for self-assessment. For every unit test, you will get an individual feedback plus group discussion too. So main point is not to skip any of these sessions going forward, because now the course will pace up at slightly higher pace. अभी तक हम बहुत lightly चल रहे थे. Main focus ये था कि जनवरी तक हम half course complete कर रहे, उसके बाद हम discussion sessions commence करेंगे. So guys, any other doubt from any of you?
Not really a doubt, but it's just that in past exams, I think main struggle is the time management.
Yes.
I think one of the biggest struggle is time management, not the content.
Yes.
So yeah, how do you, would you be taking sessions for that also?
यस, सो हाउ वी नीड टू मैनेज द टाइम इज, देखो जब आप पहले असाइनमेंट कर रहे हो ना, देखो हमने असाइनमेंट्स को टाइम बाउंड नहीं बनाया है। उसका रीजन क्या है कि आई वांट फर्स्ट टू मेक यू गाइस कंफर्टेबल विद द कंटेंट, बिकॉज फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि यस, गेटिंग अ होल्ड ओवर द कंटेंट, देन कम्स ऑल अदर इश्यूज एसोसिएटेड विद द कंटेंट. So assignments are for building your content, tests are for building your time, because what will happen is going forward is कि मैं आपको जब क्लास में क्वेश्चंस करवाती हूँ तो मैं आई नो आई गिव वेरी लेस टाइम इन क्लास. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ इट्स अ 10 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन, तो आई आस्क यू टू रैप अप इन 10 minutes. Generally for every 1 mark you have 2 minutes for same. For example, if it's a 10 marks question, so you can devote 15 to 20 minutes time, but I always say कि आप 15 minutes का margin लेके चलो, because there will be some questions which are slightly difficult, which are slightly out of scope, requiring more higher order thinking, and that will take most of your time. ठीक है, but you can manage your time well, and you can even attempt 100 marks provided that you are managing your time from the very start only. So उसके लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, जब once we have done sufficient course and we have wrapped up the major content, तो जैसे स्टेट का क्वेश्चन है, तो ऑन द स्पॉट जब हम 3 hours 20 minutes का पेपर, जैसे हमने 2 क्लासेस में डिवाइड कर लिया, हाफ पेपर इन वन क्लास एंड अनदर पेपर इन अनदर क्लास, तो व्हाट वी विल डू इज कि अच्छा मैं आपको सेम उतना ही टाइम दूंगी विच शुड हैव बीन देयर इन एग्जाम. तो जैसे स्टेट का क्वेश्चन है तो उसको रैप अप करो 2 minutes के अंदर. आउटलाइन का क्वेश्चन है तो सिर्फ एक एक की पॉइंट भी आप लिख दोगे तो चलेगा, लेकिन हाँ डिस्क्रिप्शन का क्वेश्चन है, डिटेल का क्वेश्चन है, एक्सप्लेन का क्वेश्चन है, तो वहां पे थोड़ा आपको ज्यादा टाइम देना चाहिए. तो टाइम मैनेजमेंट के लिए एक ही चीज है, दैट मेकिंग श्योर जो भी आप असाइनमेंट्स या टेस्ट कर रहे हो वो आप टाइम बाउंड मैनर में कर रहे हो. और जब आप पास पेपर्स लेक्चर्स वॉच भी कर रहे हो ना, try to pause your lecture, give time to yourself, see how many points you are able to build in that time, and see how others are also making the same points. Compare yourself and see कि how we need to improve on time. But अगर time management पे आपने hold कर लिया और कंटेंट आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो यू कैन इजिली क्लियर दिस एग्जाम, बिकॉज एग्जाम इज नॉट डिफिकल्ट. एग्जाम इज जस्ट डिफिकल्ट इन द सेंस कि yes, lot of application questions are there, but for that we are struggling. That is why we are doing lot of past papers discussions. अगर application ना आता तो सिर्फ कंटेंट करके हम पेपर देने चले जाते, but yes, because of application only we are finding out each and every question. My main motive is कि मैं live sessions में आपको recent trends करवाऊं, so that you are aware of the recent questions and you are aware of the time also that you need to give. तो try to attend more of live sessions. उसमें आपको कम टाइम मिलेगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली प्रेशर बिल्डअप होएगा. और जितने भी आप लोग क्वेश्चंस घर में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, सेल्फ स्टडी जो भी आप क्वेश्चंस की कर रहे हो, do make sure that you are writing the question. Don't practice any question orally, because oral practice और written practice में बहुत difference है. And I am telling you from my personal experience only this thing, that sometimes when a question comes and we feel ki yes, we know this question very well, isme ye likhna hai, but when it actually comes to writing na, to it becomes very difficult to attempt. So do practice each and every question in written और time लेकर चलो. लेकिन अभी आपको इतना time के लिए concentrate करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because अभी पहले मेरा main focus है आप content पे. कितनी अगर 5 marks का question आया है तो 7 पॉइंट्स आप बना रहे हो, 8 पॉइंट्स आप बना रहे हो, आप इतना फोकस करो. फिर जब पॉइंट्स बनना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, देन वी विल फोकस कि अच्छा दीज पॉइंट्स नाउ शुड बी देयर इन दिस लिमिटेड टाइम फ्रेम. बट एज ऑफ नाउ द फोकस शुड बी ऑन कंटेंट एंड पॉइंट्स बिल्डिंग एक्सरसाइज.
Okay.
So okay, then if there are no doubts, then that's it for the day. And जो भी हमने discuss किया, just make sure that you are going as per that. So let's meet next week now with chapter 17 to 20 discussion. So thank you everyone.
Thank you.